I saw an interview with John David Jackson at ringside shortly after the Kovalev-Ward rematch had ended. And he was asked about the stoppage, whether he thought it was a fair stoppage, so on and so forth. John David Jackson, in that interview, revealed himself to be the only person in the Kovalev camp who wasn't bitterly complaining. There was very little complaint from John David Jackson. And to me, he has the look of a man who knows that this was his last fight with this particular fighter. I will be surprised if John David Jackson is not the first person to get sacked by Sergey Kovalev following this fight. I'll be surprised. It could happen, but I'll be surprised. And in my view, the first person who needs to get sacked, if it's possible, because, you know, Kovalev has a contract. But the first person who needs to get sacked is Kathy Duva, in my view. Then possibly his manager Klimas. And then lastly, John David Jackson. Because John David Jackson is not the person involved in dealing with contracts and sorting out the best deal financially for Sergey Kovalev. No, he's not there for that. So he's not as responsible, in my view, for what went wrong, or at least some of the things that went wrong, at least financially, for Kovalev. John David Jackson is not responsible for that. Kathy Duva, for the most part, and his manager Klimas, they're responsible. So they are the ones who need to go first. After that, maybe look at changing trainer, getting rid of Jackson, bringing in somebody else. I'm going to do a separate video on Virgil Hunter. He needs a lot of credit for Andre Ward's win. He's been getting a lot of flack lately from people claiming he's not a particularly good trainer, which to me is just absurd. But at the end of the day, trainers cannot turn water into wine. Trainers cannot create a perfect fighter. They can only deal with the level of talent that is in front of them. They are constrained by the level of talent that they have to work with. So you're not going to get a trainer, the greatest trainer of all time, turning Paulie Malignaggi into a devastating knockout artist. That's not going to happen. You can only deal with the level of talent that you have to work with. You're constrained by that. So of course, as good a trainer as you may be, you're going to have fighters that lose. You're going to have fighters that lose badly. It's going to happen. Just because it's happened to Virgil Hunter a few times, it don't make him a bad trainer. You have to give him credit for his success as well as blaming him and criticizing him for his failures. When a Virgil Hunter fighter loses, everybody's quick to say Virgil Hunter's garbage as a trainer. When a Virgil Hunter fighter wins, now all of a sudden everybody shuts up and nobody says anything. Nobody wants to give him credit. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'll cover that in another video. The point of this video is John David Jackson, I'm pretty sure he's gone. Just based on that interview alone, the way he was talking, the way he's the only person in the Kovalev team that don't seem bitter about the way the fight turned out, the way it seems like he's the only person in the Kovalev team who's actually giving Ward credit. That guy's gone. He is gone out of that team as far as I'm concerned. I'd be amazed if he don't get sacked. Could be wrong, let's see. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to the interview in the description so you can go watch it for yourselves and see what you think. All right, this happened, I'm out.